I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats.
Meanwhile, about the presence of Marquez, who will be Bastianini's replacement from next season, Bagnaia welcomed it positively but also not excessively. Bagnaia and Marquez will collaborate and compete against each other in the same team for at least the next 2 seasons. A lot of things are always going to be said. Some people will say that we are finally competing in an equal situation, Bagnaia said. But the same thing happened with Ineos. But I'm happy with challenges like this. We don't need to feel jealous of each other. Although his victory drought continues until Honda's last win at Misano in 2021, Marquez has now claimed 3 Grand Prix podiums and has consistently fought against manufacturers using GP24 bikes with his old GP23. Such performances led Ducati to sacrifice current standings leader Jorge Martin to sign Marquez. Martin, who looked favored for the factory Ducati seat heading to Mugello, signed with Aprilia on June 3. The quick completion of the Marquez-Ducati deal underlines that while personal sponsorship issues, such as Red Bull/Monster, need to be resolved, they are not a serious obstacle to a move for the number 93. Will there be a repeat of the fierce duel between Valentine Rossi and Lorenzo? Is this what Bagnaia had to say about Marquez joining his team? Here's the full news. Spaniard Marc Marquez may have talked about having 3 options for his future in MotoGP. However, the 31-year-old has revealed that he is interested in joining the factory Ducati team after his first contact with the Desmosedici at the Valencia test in November 2023. The 8-time world champion's deal to partner Francesco Bagnaia for the 2025 and 2026 seasons was officially confirmed on Wednesday, May 6, 2024. I am very happy to be wearing the red colors of the Ducati factory team in MotoGP next season, Marquez said. Basically, from the first time I came into contact with the Desmosedici GP, I enjoyed riding it and immediately adapted well. From that moment on, I knew that my goal was to continue on this path, continue to develop, and move to the team where PECCO, Francesco Bagnaia's nickname, became world champion for 2 consecutive years. I'm happy to be taking this big step in 2025 and grateful for the trust Ducati has placed in me. Finally, I would like to thank Nadia, Carlo, Michelle and the entire Gresini Racing family for opening the doors of their team to me at a difficult time in my career. Now, we will continue to have fun and give it our all for the rest of the season, which is my priority right now. After suffering from arm injuries, diplopia, and an uncompetitive engine during his final years at Honda, Marquez exited a massive deal with HRC, Honda Racing Corporation, to join the Gresini Ducati satellite team alongside his brother Alex this season. Marquez got his first taste of the Ducati at the Valencia test, taking a sprint podium in the second race series of the 2024 MotoGP in Portimao, Portugal. He briefly led the race in the 2024 MotoGP Americas before battling Bagnaia for victory in the Spanish MotoGP at the Jerez circuit. Although his victory drought continued until Honda's last win at Misano in 2021, Marquez has now taken 3 Grand Prix podiums and has consistently fought against manufacturers using GP24 bikes with his old GP23. Such performances led Ducati to sacrifice current standings leader Jorge Martin to sign Marquez. Martin, who looked favored for the factory Ducati seat heading to Mugello, signed with Aprilia on June 3. The quick completion of the Marquez-Ducati deal underscores that while personal sponsorship issues, such as Red Bull/Monster, need to be resolved, they are not a serious obstacle to the number 93's move. There are a number of brands that sponsor Marquez, including energy drink Red Bull, which still follows him after leaving Honda Repsol. Another beverage brand is Estrella Galicia Beer, then technology brands are Samsung, Allianz Insurance, and fashion brand Oakley Glasses. However, all of these sponsors clash with the existing sponsors of the Ducati factory team, even becoming competitors in the global market. Ducati, which is identical to the red color, is supported by Lenovo, a major technology brand from China, and has been a tough competitor to Samsung. The energy drink that supports the team is Monster Energy, or a competitor to Red Bull. Then there is Carrera as an eyewear brand that clashes with Oakley, Unipol clashes with Allianz, and Estrella alcoholic beverages compete with Castaldi. Even so, the baby alien had said that the sponsorship attached to him could be easily abandoned if there was an attractive offer from Ducati to boost his career back into the satellite team at this time. If a rider terminates his contract, whatever it is, having a factory motorbike, it's stupid to at least talk to them. You have to talk to everyone, Marquez said some time ago. Martin, Bagnaia and Marquez have emerged as early 2024 title contenders, with a 35-point gap at the top of the standings. On the other hand, the presence of Marc Marquez to Ducati Lenovo in the 2025 MotoGP does not change anything for Francesco Bagnaia. The news that Marquez was brought by Ducati Lenovo next season on Wednesday has clearly reached Bagnaia's ears before the general public knows. Monday, March 6, 2024, after the mid-season test at the Mugello circuit, Toscana, Italy, the MotoGP transfer market heated up until the official news broke of Jorge Martin's move to Aprilia. Martin's move from Pramac Racing to Aprilia has led the public to conclude that Marquez is Bagnaia's new teammate next season. Bringing together Bagnaia and Marquez in the same team, let alone Ducati as the owner of the best bike for now, realizes a dream team in MotoGP. In the Premier class, Bagnaia is a two-time world champion and represents the strength of the present. Marquez, meanwhile, is a six-time world champion, and it's clearly too soon to write him off with his resurgence this season. Bagnaia's first response in starting this hot topic was not directly directed at Marquez. The VR46 Academy graduate still respects his current teammate, Enea Bastianini, who has secured a factory KTM bike at Tech 3. I have a good relationship with Enea, we have known each other for a long time, Bagnaia told Gazzetta dello Sport, quoted by Bolasport.com from Motozen.es. We work well together, building a good working environment. Unfortunately, last season he was unlucky and had to miss several races. But this season he has looked competitive again from the start. He's a great rider, we always have great battles. I can only wish him the best, he deserves it. Meanwhile, about the presence of Marquez, who will replace Bastianini starting next season, Bagnaia welcomed it positively but also not excessively. Bagnaia and Marquez will collaborate and compete with each other in the same team for at least the next 2 seasons. A lot of things are always going to be said. Some people will say that we are finally competing in an equal situation, Bagnaia said. But the same thing happened with Enea. But I'm happy with challenges like this, we don't have to feel jealous of each other. And above all, Martin and Marquez now have nothing to lose with their team from what I have here, he said. Regarding the competition with Marquez, which is predicted to be more heated next season, Bagnaia also did not want to bother. He wants to focus on himself without having to be affected by anything Marquez says if the hot tension within the team occurs. He will contribute with his experience, and it will be useful for development, said Bagnaia. To be honest, it doesn't change things for me. I work for myself and my team crew. The most important thing is to maintain a favorable climate in the paddock, and I am sure that it will not change much in the future. You will always want more, the most optimal. That's why there are 2 drivers working towards the same goal. He who wins becomes unfriendly. If I become one of the others, then I won't care, Bagnaia said.
I think she's feeling me, turn it up a few degrees. My imagination of her body gets the best of me.